Anyone come to mind that has inspired you in your journey? You worked at Elance with some amazing leaders from the Valley.
Yeah, I mean, I think at Elance, John Doerr was on our board and invested, and then he brought in Coach Campbell,
yes,
who's the $1 trillion coach, they call him, and so on. And just lots and lots of lessons, right, from that. Certainly, think big, right? Even Vinod Khosla was sort of involved a little bit with our business and so on. And his point was, even when you're starting out, think of, there's a big difference between a $0 million company and a $0 billion company, because they're both zeros, but the trajectory that you're going to be on as you're aiming for a big one is very different, right? Coach Campbell would often just talk about just people and conflicts and dealing with them. I think inspiring the right way, getting the team, the culture right, even when you're really small, but you set the foundation for something that'll survive. And it's actually a lot harder to maintain culture as the org gets larger and bigger. So I think a lot of really meaningful lessons. And I think usually early stage entrepreneurs, you tend not to think about it because you know everybody and you're directly driving everything. But the moment you get past, I guess, 50 or so people, I mean, you can't know everyone, you can't engage with them every day. So, the habits, just like personal habits, right? The professional habits you set, which your values and so on, you need to get them right early so that they persist as the organization grows, right? So some of these just foundational elements that stand you in good stead were the early lessons here.
So what were some of those habits? What are the 2 habits that you follow?
I think, so some of these, of course, but the one I would point out is just, building resiliency both as a person and as an organization, because any company that has had long journeys, it's a roller coaster. There'll be ups and downs, and you can't get too euphoric or too depressed. You kind of have to be even keeled. So one, just as a leader personally, you have to sort of set that tone for the rest of the organization, and especially when it's a little easier when things are going well, but when they're not, I've had to do like pivots and near-death experiences, and then carrying the team along with you, being transparent, being authentic, saying, look, we thought this would work, it didn't, we need to change, and here's why, right? And I think it's hard, but just if you can lead, with authenticity and the team comes along, it actually is more resilient and can do amazing things that come out of it. And at a personal level, just being even-keeled, balanced, maybe even just work out or meditate or whatever it works to just build that stamina for the long term, because I think there's enormous stress, right? Because it's not just you're taking the responsibility for hundreds of people onto yourself. So I think just being able to deal with all of it, I guess, is important. Yeah.